My name is Alex, and I always thought my family had my back. Sure, we had our disagreements, but I believed that deep down they respected me and the choices I'd made in life. That illusion shattered the night I discovered my brother's live stream. I'd spent years defending my liberal arts degree to my family. My mom was a surgeon, my dad an engineer, and my brother Ryan was following in my father's footsteps at a prestigious tech company. I was the odd one out with my English literature degree, but I'd built a decent career as a content strategist at a marketing firm. It wasn't the six-figure salary they all earned, but it was honest work that I enjoyed. What my family didn't know, or at least what I thought they didn't know, was that for the past 3 years, I'd been helping them financially. My parents' retirement fund took a hit during the market crash, and my brother's spending habits constantly left him short for his mortgage payments on the house he couldn't really afford. I'd been transferring money to both of them regularly, sometimes skipping meals or working side gigs just to make sure I could help them while covering my own bills. I never mentioned the financial strain it put on me. I figured family helps family, no questions asked. Besides, I didn't want to give them another reason to question my career choices. The night everything changed was supposed to be a celebration. Ryan had just gotten a promotion, and my parents insisted we all get together for dinner at their place. I brought an expensive bottle of wine I couldn't really afford as a gift, and my mom greeted me with her typical half-hug. "Oh, Alex, you're finally here," she said, glancing at her watch even though I was 5 minutes early. My dad didn't even look up from his iPad when I walked in. "Your brother's out back setting up the patio," he mumbled. I headed to the backyard where Ryan was fiddling with his phone, propped up against the flower pot on the patio table. "Hey, what are you doing?" I asked, setting the wine down. He jumped slightly, turning to face me with a strained smile. "Oh, just, checking the weather. Mom wanted to eat outside, but I'm not sure it'll stay clear." I nodded, not thinking much of it at the time. Now I wish I'd looked closer at that phone. Dinner started off normal enough. My mom served her famous pot roast while my dad talked about his golf game. Ryan kept glancing at his phone, which wasn't unusual. He was always checking something or other. The conversation eventually turned to Ryan's promotion. "To my brilliant son," my dad said, raising his glass. "Always knew you'd go far with that engineering degree." Ryan smiled, soaking in the praise. "Thanks, Dad. The new position comes with stock options and a 30% salary bump." My mom beamed at him. "That's wonderful, honey. We're so proud of you." I raised my glass too. "Congrats, Ryan. That's awesome." My mom turned to me with a tight smile. "And how's your little writing job going, Alex? Still doing those, what do you call them, blog posts?" I tried not to wince. "Content strategy, Mom, and it's going well. We just landed a major healthcare client, and I'm leading the campaign." My dad snorted into his wine. "Healthcare? What would you know about that? Your mother's the doctor in the family." "It's marketing, Dad. I don't need to perform surgery to write about healthcare products." My mom patted my hand in that condescending way she had perfected over the years. "Well, as long as you're happy, dear, not everyone can have a practical degree like your brother." I bit my tongue and took a large sip of wine. Same old, same old. The dinner continued like this, with Ryan's achievements being celebrated while my career was subtly mocked. I was used to it, so I just smiled and changed the subject whenever possible. Around dessert, Ryan excused himself to take a call, grabbing his phone from the table. When he returned, he seemed anxious, constantly checking his screen. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Yeah, fine," he said quickly. "Work stuff." After dinner, I helped my mom clear the dishes while Ryan and my dad moved to the living room. As I was loading the dishwasher, Ryan poked his head into the kitchen. "Hey, I forgot something in my car. Be right back," he said, rushing out the front door. My mom sighed as she wrapped leftover pot roast in foil. "You know, Alex, it wouldn't hurt for you to network with your brother's friends. He knows people who could get you a real job." I gripped the plate I was rinsing a little tighter. "I have a real job, Mom." "Of course you do, sweetie," she said in that tone that meant she didn't really consider content strategy real work. "I just worry about your future. You're not getting any younger, and that English degree isn't exactly opening doors, is it?" Before I could respond, my phone buzzed with a notification. It was from Kai, my best friend since college. "Dude, is that your family on?" "Ryan's live stream right now. Why is your mom saying that stuff about you?" My heart dropped. Live stream? What live stream? I quickly opened the link Kai sent, and there it was. Ryan's public Instagram account streaming our entire family dinner. The video was still going, and I could hear my mom's voice coming from both the kitchen and my phone speakers. I just don't understand why Alex won't admit that degree was a mistake, my mom was saying to my dad in the living room, unaware that I could hear her through the live stream. We spent all that money on college, and for what, so he could write Facebook posts? My dad's laugh echoed through the speakers. At least he's helping us out financially. Never thought that useless degree would end up supporting us. I froze, phone shaking in my hand. I know, my mom replied. It's a bit ironic, isn't it? He thinks we don't know where the money comes from. Ryan's voice joined in. Yeah, Alex has been sending me money for my mortgage for like 3 years now. It's been a huge help with my car payments and vacations. My blood ran cold. Vacations? I'd been eating ramen noodles 3 nights a week to help him pay for vacations? Speaking of which, my dad said, lowering his voice, did he transfer this month's contribution yet? The golf club membership renewal is due next week? Ryan laughed. I'm sure he will. Alex never says no. He's still trying to prove that his degree wasn't a waste. My mom's voice turned sympathetic, but in that fake way that made my skin crawl. Poor Alex. Always trying to prove himself. I guess we should be grateful for that liberal arts guilt. It's paying for your father's golf and my spa days. They all laughed, and I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. The comments on the live stream were rolling in, some people finding it funny, others expressing shock at how my family was talking about me. I walked to the living room entrance, phone in hand, the live stream still playing. They didn't notice me at first. You know what's really sad? Ryan was saying. Alex could barely afford that wine he brought tonight. I saw his credit card statement when he asked me to help with his taxes. He's practically living paycheck to paycheck, but he still sends us money. My mom sighed. Well, it's not like that English degree is going to pay for itself. At least this way, the family investment is coming back to us somehow. I cleared my throat, and all 3 heads snapped toward me. The color drained from Ryan's face when he saw my phone in my hand, the live stream playing. Alex, he stuttered. I can explain. Explain what? I asked, my voice eerily calm. Explain how you've been broadcasting our family dinner to hundreds of people online? Or explain how you've all been laughing about me behind my back while taking my money? My mom stood up, her doctor face on, the one she used when delivering bad news to patients. Alex, honey, you misunderstood. We were just joking around. I held up my phone, the comments still flowing in. Really? Because it sounds like you've been knowingly taking money from me for years while mocking my career and education. Money that I could barely afford to give. My dad shifted uncomfortably in his seat. Now, Alex, family helps family. We've always supported you. Supported me? I laughed, but there was no humor in it. When? When you told me my degree was worthless? When you dismissed my career at every turn? Or when you took money from me knowing I was struggling? Ryan started tapping frantically on his phone, presumably trying to end the live stream. It's not what it looks like, Alex. We appreciate everything you do. No, I said, my voice breaking slightly. You appreciate what I give you. There's a difference. I looked at each of them, these people who were supposed to love me unconditionally, who I'd sacrificed for year after year. In that moment, I made a decision. I'm done, I said simply. Done with what? My mom asked, her voice sharp. Done being your ATM, done trying to prove myself to people who will never see my worth, done sacrificing my financial security for people who laugh about it behind my back. I turned to leave, but my dad's voice stopped me. Don't be dramatic, Alex. We're family. I turned back, a sad smile on my face. You know what, Dad? You're right. We are family, which is why it hurts so much to discover that none of you respect me. But that ends tonight. I walked out, ignoring their calls for me to come back, to talk about this, to not overreact. I got into my car and just sat there for a moment, letting the reality of what had just happened wash over me. My phone started buzzing with texts and calls, first from Ryan, then my mom, then my dad. I silenced it and drove home in a daze. When I got to my apartment, I sat down at my kitchen table and opened my banking app. I stared at the recurring transfers I had set up, one to my parents' account, labeled Family Support, and one to Ryan's labeled Brother's Help. I deleted both of them with trembling fingers. Then I blocked all three of them on my phone. I knew if I talked to them now, they'd find a way to make me feel guilty, convince me I was overreacting. I needed time to process everything. The next morning, I woke up to dozens of missed calls and messages. I ignored them all and went to work, trying to focus on my healthcare campaign instead of the betrayal that kept replaying in my mind. Around noon, my office phone rang, a number I didn't recognize. Thinking it might be a client, I answered. Alex speaking. Alex, it's Mom. Why aren't you answering your phone? We need to talk about last night. I sighed, rubbing my temples. I'm at work, Mom. I don't have anything to say to you right now. Don't be ridiculous, she snapped, her doctor voice replaced by her angry mom voice. You stormed out of dinner based on a misunderstanding. We were just joking around. A misunderstanding? I repeated. I heard everything, Mom. Not just what you said while I was in the kitchen, but what you said after I left. Ryan's live stream kept going for another 10 minutes. She was silent for a moment. What did you hear? I heard Dad say he was going to talk some sense into me so the money would keep flowing. I heard Ryan say he'd never actually needed my help with his mortgage, that it was just an easy way to get extra cash. And I heard you say, and I quote, Alex has always been the sensitive one. We'll smooth things over and everything will go back to normal. The silence stretched between us. We're family, she finally said, as if that explained everything, excused everything. Yes, we are, I agreed, which is why I would never have humiliated any of you online. I would never have mocked your life choices while taking your money. I would never have exploited your generosity while laughing at your struggles. That's not fair, she protested. Fair? I laughed. Mom, I've been skipping meals to help pay for your spa days. I've been working side gigs to cover Ryan's vacations. I've been draining my savings to support Dad's golf membership, all while you thought my career was a joke. Tell me, what part of that seems fair to you? I didn't know you were struggling, she said, her voice small. You did. Ryan just admitted on the live stream that he saw my financial statements. You all knew, and you took advantage anyway. She tried again. The money. It wasn't that important to us, Alex. We can manage without it. I know you can, I said calmly. That's what makes this worse. You didn't need my help. You just took it because it was offered, never considering what it cost me. What do you want us to do? She asked, and I could hear the desperation in her voice. Not because she was sorry, I realized, but because she was losing control of the situation. Nothing, I said. I don't want anything from you. I just want to be left alone for a while. But the mortgage payment is due next week, she blurted out, then immediately seemed to regret it. I closed my eyes, the final confirmation of what I meant to them hitting me like a physical blow. Goodbye, Mom. I hung up and put my phone on silent, then stepped outside my office for some air. The reality of the situation was sinking in, and with it came a strange sense of relief. Yes, I'd lost the family I thought I had, but maybe I'd never really had it to begin with. Later that afternoon, my email pinged with a message from Ryan. *Alex*. I'm sorry about the live stream. It was stupid and thoughtless. I didn't mean for you to hear all that. We do appreciate you and everything you've done for us. Dad's pretty upset about the golf membership. Maybe you could just send that portion this month while we figure things out. Let me know. Ryan*. I stared at the email in disbelief. Even now, even after everything, they were still trying to get money from me. They still didn't get it. I typed a simple reply. The live stream didn't create the problem, Ryan. It just revealed it. I'm not sending any more money. Not for golf, not for mortgages, not for anything. Figure it out yourselves. I hit send, then leaned back in my chair, feeling lighter than I had in years. The next few weeks were hard. My parents and Ryan alternated between guilt trips, angry messages, and the occasional half-hearted apology. My extended family got involved with aunts and uncles calling to tell me I was being selfish, that family supports family no matter what. I didn't budge. For the first time in years, I had money left over at the end of the month. I started building up my savings again. I even treated myself to dinner at a nice restaurant, something I hadn't done in ages. About a month after the live stream incident, I ran into my cousin Jenna at the grocery store. I'd always liked Jenna. She was honest and straightforward. "Hey," she said, giving me an awkward hug. "I heard about what happened." I nodded, bracing myself for another lecture about family loyalty. "For what it's worth," she continued, surprising me, "I saw that live stream before Ryan took it down. What they said about you was awful, and you didn't deserve that, especially after everything you've done for them." I felt tears prick at my eyes, the validation from someone else in the family meaning more than I expected. "Thanks, Jenna. That means a lot." She squeezed my arm. "And just so you know, they're doing fine financially. Uncle Bob mentioned that your dad is still playing golf every weekend and your mom just booked a cruise. They're just mad that their extra spending money got cut off." I nodded, not surprised but still hurt. "And Ryan?" Jenna rolled her eyes. "Still posting pictures of his expensive dinners and new gadgets on Instagram. He's fine, too." As I drove home from the grocery store, I thought about what Jenna had said. They were all doing fine without my money, just as I'd suspected. The only thing that had changed was their opinion of me. I'd gone from being the family ATM to being the selfish black sheep, and honestly, I was okay with that. That night, I got a text from my mom. Asterisk. "The family is getting together for your father's birthday next weekend. We'd like you to be there. It's time to put this unfortunate incident behind us and be a family again." I stared at the message for a long time, thinking about everything that had happened. I thought about the years I'd spent trying to prove myself to them, the sacrifices I'd made, the disrespect I'd endured. Finally, I typed my response. "I've learned that being a family means more than just sharing DNA. It means respect, appreciation, and mutual support. When you're ready to offer those things, we can talk. Until then, I need to focus on building a life where I'm valued for who I am, not what I can provide. I won't be attending the birthday dinner." I hit send, turned off my phone, and for the first time in years, I felt at peace with my decision. I didn't need their approval anymore. I didn't need to prove the value of my degree or my career. I just needed to be true to myself and surround myself with people who respected me for who I was, not what I could give them. And that, more than anything, felt like the biggest success of all. Let me know what you think in the comments.